Nigel, we seem to be in a familiar position after a home game. What are your thoughts on today's?
Bit of a reoccurring nightmare at the moment, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. It's a disappointing game. Well, a disappointing result to start with, but we've got to do more. And I would rather us fail with by being more positive. I thought today, at times, we just took too long to do things. I reflect on the whole of the game. I don't think Dan's had too many saves to make. We end up losing 2-0. It's a very frustrating situation for us. And looking forward, we've got to change a few things.
The game seems to pass us by. Was that your reflection as well?
Yeah, and I don't like to admit that, but I can't disagree with that as a summary of today. We were at times waiting for somebody else to start us off, and I think again you can't go into a game and as we did have a little bit below par in too many areas. Having said that, if we had a few more hand knowers out there in terms of a desire to make things happen, we'd be a lot better. He was, and I don't normally do this, but I thought he represents what I look for in players. They get a chance in the side, and they do everything they can to not just secure their place, but to improve their game themselves. So he's a really good example of that today, and I was in another difficult afternoon. He's a real bright spot, and I think that's something that, again, I don't want to look too far forward because it's not about that. We need a response from this, but it really is perplexing how we can fail to perform in our own stadium, which is such a great place. I mean, it remains a bit of a difficult question to answer at the moment.
We've got 7 games left. 4 of them are away, 3 at home. Is it a mental hurdle that they need to overcome?
Well, it's got to be. That has to be an element, of course. And I think the more that, or the longer the situation goes on, the more we talk about it, the more maybe it's more a collective anxiety of being able to deal with disappointment when it happens, and that's something which is, it's not always straightforward to put right. But my own way of looking at it is continue to work to find the solutions. I'm not a big believer in just hitting people for the sake of it. It's about finding the solutions, finding the answers, and if there are casualties along the way, then so be it. I don't worry too much about that. It's really important at this stage of the season now that I find and we find out who's here for the long run. I don't particularly want to continue with persevering with people who have had plenty of chances. We've got some young players who are waiting in the wings, and I won't be afraid to use them if that's the case.
You used one of them today, Sam Bell, but sadly went off after 15 minutes. How is he?
Well, Sam's picked up an injury in a fashion that we've picked too many up of this season. So, again, he's done so well in training. He's looked really explosive. I can't give you an answer as at the moment as to why we've over the course of the season picked so many up. So we're certainly not robust enough collectively, and that's an area that we've got to work at moving forward. So another challenge, but we'll deal with it.